Today, I want to open a door to you, revealing secrets that few people know, hidden rules that, if understood and applied, can completely change the way you perceive life and step toward success. These are the 33 hidden rules of society, a set of powerful principles that lie in the shadows, waiting for those who are perceptive enough to uncover them. Don't rush to overlook what's about to be shared, because these principles are not just mere advice, they are keys that can unlock opportunities you never thought possible. Listen carefully and reflect deeply, you will be surprised by what you're about to discover. Rule number 1. In life, one of the strange things we often encounter is the difference in how the upper and lower classes treat each other. A big question many people ask is, why do those in the upper class always find ways to help each other, while those in the lower class often trample on each other? The answer is not simply a difference in perspectives or wealth, but something deeper within the nature of society and how we perceive our own power and existence in relation to others. The wealthy and powerful individuals at the top of society understand that cooperation and unity among them are key to maintaining and growing their strength. On the other hand, those in lower social strata may not recognize the value of cooperation. Instead, they tend to trample on each other, as they don't see the potential dangers in doing so. The story of cooperation and conflict between social classes can be traced back to a simple but profound principle: the strength of the opponent should never be underestimated. The rich and powerful understand that if they attack each other, the result will be a powerful retaliation from the opponent, which can lead to unforeseen consequences. This is why they choose cooperation over conflict. They clearly recognize that, in a world full of competition and complexity, working together and supporting each other creates a stronger system. Every individual in the group does not have to face difficulties alone, but can rely on the collective strength to overcome them. This is an intelligent and effective strategy used by the upper class to maintain long-term prosperity. They understand that every action, every decision, not only affects themselves but also the community around them. Helping and cooperating is not merely a choice, but a survival principle that helps them maintain their position. In fact, in modern society, the successful and wealthy do not only rely on individual strength but also on networks and support from others within their class. In contrast, among the lower classes, trampling on each other may seem like an easy, unpunished act. These people often do not realize that they are harming themselves and others. In a community where no one stands out, each individual might feel like just a tiny grain of sand in the ocean. They think that even if they step on others, the other party cannot retaliate because no one truly has the power or strength to resist them. This creates a vicious cycle of division and discord, causing people to grow further apart rather than coming together. However, if we take a deeper look, we realize that the true value of a community lies not in individuals trying to rise alone but in cooperation and mutual support. Imagine if we all worked towards a common goal, each person contributing a small part to the collective effort. The result would not only be individual prosperity but also the prosperity of the entire community. An important factor in building a prosperous society is the recognition that, in an increasingly connected and globalized world, no one can survive alone. Success is not the result of individual efforts but of a tightly knit system of cooperation, where everyone plays an important role. Successful people understand that strength does not come from rising above others, but from creating an environment where everyone can grow and achieve shared success. Think about large business communities, powerful nonprofit organizations, or leading scientific research teams. None of these successes could have been achieved without cooperation and mutual trust. Every individual in the community understands that their success is tied to the success of others. That is why they always find ways to help each other, share knowledge, provide financial and resource support, to achieve a greater goal together. This is not only true in the economic realm but also in daily life. Lasting and sustainable relationships are always built on trust, respect, and mutual support. Meanwhile, relationships lacking these elements easily break down and cause negative impacts, not only for the individuals involved but also for the entire community. Therefore, instead of maintaining a divided society where each person tries to surpass others by stepping on each other, we should start recognizing the power of cooperation. Let's change our perspective on the value of each individual and community. Prosperity does not only come from individual success but also from the ability to work together, share, and support one another. When we all recognize this, a peaceful and prosperous world will no longer be a distant dream. For those in their middle age and adulthood, it is important to understand that helping each other is not a sign of weakness but true strength. We need to learn how to cooperate, share, and build a stronger community where every individual can develop and contribute to the shared prosperity. When we do this, not only will society improve, but each of us will have the opportunity to achieve lasting success and happiness. Rule number 2. If you're looking for a way to make significant progress and achieve great accomplishments in life, try applying an incredibly effective method that is rarely known, the seclusion mode. This is not just a temporary method, but a profound approach to creating major changes in your mindset and actions. By creating a completely quiet space, separate from the world around you, you can take time to reflect, contemplate, and focus on the issues you are grappling with. Seclusion mode is not a form of avoiding reality, but rather a way for you to focus all your energy on personal development, finding creative solutions, and making great strides. The feeling of being distracted by outside information can cause you to lose focus and reduce your creativity. Therefore, finding a truly quiet space where you can fully focus on thinking and creativity is key to achieving groundbreaking progress. A prominent example of applying this method is Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. In the early years of building Microsoft, Bill Gates practiced true seclusion. He found a space isolated from the distractions of the outside world and spent all his time researching and thinking about the future of the tech industry. These moments of seclusion helped him discover important breakthroughs that led to Microsoft's tremendous success. In fact, this method wasn't just part of Bill Gates' journey but also a strategy used by many successful founders and entrepreneurs around the world to develop creative ideas and build strong careers. So how can you apply seclusion mode in your life? First, create a quiet, distraction-free space. This could be a private room, a corner in your house, or even a peaceful spot in nature. Then, commit to dedicating time to reflect on your goals, projects, or challenges. Ask questions, think deeply, and seek creative ways to resolve them. Remember, you don't need to be in seclusion every day. This method should be applied at special times when you need a breakthrough in your work, career, or any area of life. It could be 1 or 2 months of absolute focus, and each time will help you make significant progress, changing the way you perceive yourself and the world around you. Finally, if you want to achieve great strides in life, boldly try applying seclusion mode. You'll notice powerful changes in your thinking, creativity, and focus. This will not only help you achieve significant accomplishments but also bring a sense of freedom and satisfaction in your work and personal life. Allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone, use your time optimally, and achieve the wonderful things you've always desired. Rule number 3. As you read these words, let the thoughts of worry and your concerns fade away. Remember that life is a series of continuous efforts, where each generation lives not only for itself but also dedicates its best efforts to the next generation. Your grandparents lived firmly in the countryside, where traditional values and a strong foundation helped your father step out of the safety of rural life and stand strong in the town. From there, your father continued to struggle, building a career and a family, so that you had the opportunity to move to a big city, where you could create your own life with broader opportunities. This journey is not just a personal story of rising but also a story of inheritance, continuity, and the sacrifices of those who came before. Every step you take today is the result of the sacrifices and ceaseless efforts of your parents and grandparents. Life is a relay race, where each generation not only strives for success for itself but also builds a solid foundation for the next generation to go even further. When you think about raising your children, understand that the goal is not for them to depend on you for their whole lives. You are not only creating a safe haven but also equipping them with the skills, knowledge, and strength to stand on their own and go further than you. Nurture their belief in themselves, encourage them to dream big, and act to turn those dreams into reality. By giving them confidence and independence, you are handing them the key to open the doors of a broad future. At the same time, we must recognize that parents must also strive to rise. Only when parents achieve success can their children easily surpass the limits of poverty, broaden their horizons, and develop significantly. This does not mean that you must live someone else's life, but that you must firmly build a future for yourself and for your children. Only when you succeed can your children see the opportunities and choices they can seize, rather than being trapped within the limits of poverty or scarcity. Life is not a solitary race. It is a shared journey where each person contributes to the progress of the community and the family. When you see your own success, remember that you are paving the way for the next generation. Together, each generation helps build a prosperous society where everyone can live and develop in freedom and opportunity. Continue striving, not only for yourself but for future generations, so that they can go further, succeed more, and live a fuller life. Rule number 4. One of the most important secrets to success in life is the ability to recognize and appreciate the strengths of others. In life, no one is perfect, and everyone has their own weaknesses. If you only focus on the shortcomings of others, you will always find it difficult to build strong and reliable relationships. You will never be able to find a perfect person to trust or collaborate with, because we all have flaws. What matters is not the imperfections but how we perceive and evaluate others. When you learn to appreciate both the strengths and weaknesses of a person, you not only make them feel respected and understood, but you also open up opportunities to create truly lasting and powerful relationships. These relationships will become the strong foundation that helps you progress further in your career, personal life, and in building communities. No one can succeed alone, and the best people are not those without flaws, but those who know how to recognize and leverage the strengths of others to grow together. To do this, you need to truly open your heart and continuously learn from those around you. Every person has a different perspective and ability from which you can learn. Instead of criticizing their weaknesses, find ways to enhance their strengths, so that both you and they can excel. When you focus on nurturing the strengths and potential of others, you will build trust, connection, and mutual respect. This will not only help you improve yourself but also enable you to create powerful bonds in society, providing the best conditions for success in a community. Remember, the art of building relationships is not about searching for perfection, but about recognizing the diversity in people and learning how to progress together. When you understand that everyone has their own unique value, you will realize that collaboration and community development are not only the quickest paths to success but also the way you create a better world. Instead of viewing people through the lens of perfection, learn to see them through the value they bring, and together you will be able to take steady steps on the journey to success. Rule number 5. Sometimes, in life, we may place too many expectations on our children, hoping that they will achieve extraordinary successes that sometimes we ourselves have not been able to reach. However, true success does not come from forcing children to do things that are beyond their capabilities. What matters more is to provide them with a solid foundation, one that allows them to confidently step out into the world and face the challenges and difficulties that life will bring. Parents need to realize that raising children is not about creating perfect children, but about helping them develop naturally with love and proper care. Do not rush to push them toward goals that are too high. Instead, encourage them to build self-confidence and the ability to face challenges in their own way. Only when children feel free and have a strong foundation can they develop fully and find their own path that is suited to them. In fact, to achieve this, parents must be a role model for their children. If you want your children to be resilient, confident, and successful, you need to embody these qualities in your own life. Striving for continual progress, overcoming difficulties, and always believing in yourself teaches your children that success does not come from perfection, but from constant effort and perseverance. Do not wait until old age, when you look back at your life and realize that you were too hasty in forcing your children to succeed in your way. Understand that every child has their own unique path, and your responsibility is to help them discover their own potential. The love and guidance you provide will give them the security to try, to learn from mistakes, and to grow stronger and more resilient. Changing destinies is not an impossible task. It begins with being a shining example for your children to follow. When you live a meaningful life and make constant efforts, you will inspire your children, helping them to be more confident in facing life's challenges. Only when parents set an example will children truly understand the value of effort, perseverance, and sustainable development throughout their life journey. Rule number 6. In life, there are factors that can change the destiny of each person, from fate, luck, feng shui, to deeper aspects such as accumulating virtue, spirit, or perseverance in doing good deeds. Each of these factors has a certain impact on your life, but if you had to choose the most important one, it would be perseverance and diligence in doing good deeds. Doing good deeds is not only an act of showing kindness, but also a way to create positive changes in your own life. When you do good, even in small actions, you contribute to changing the environment around you and building a better community. Good actions are a flow of positive energy, not just for yourself, but also for those around you. To understand this better, think of doing good as planting a tree. At first, you may not see immediate results, but every good action is like planting a seed. As time passes, these seeds will blossom and bear fruit, benefiting not only you but also the community you live in. Doing good is not just a simple act, but a continuous and persistent process that helps you build a better destiny, changing not only yourself but also the world around you. Start with small actions, such as helping others, treating people with sincerity and respect. Gradually, you will see that good things will return to you. When you actively do good, you will feel changes in your own soul, in relationships, and in the way you perceive life. From there, other factors such as health, work, partners, and opportunities will naturally appear, bringing bigger opportunities that help you change your destiny. Thus, while many factors influence your life and destiny, perseverance in doing good is the most important key. When you do good, you not only change your life but also contribute to making the world a better place. This is the path to profound and sustainable changes in your destiny, helping you become a happy, successful person with a positive influence on those around you. Rule number 7. Life is a journey full of challenges and changes, but not everyone realizes this. Those you think are left behind are actually just people standing still, stuck in a fixed cycle they are unaware of. They go through life in a routine, being born, studying, working, marrying, and eventually passing away without any change or breakthrough. It is a safe cycle, but it is also a hidden trap, preventing them from progressing further. However, only a few people truly awaken, realizing that they are not faceless pieces in the game of life. They understand that they can break through all barriers, surpass the limits they set for themselves, and reach new heights. This does not come from luck or existing conditions, but from courage and the determination to change. These people do not accept living an ordinary life, nor do they accept the stillness of complacency. They persistently rise up, continuously striving to change their fate and open up new opportunities. If you are reading these lines, it's possible you have begun to awaken. You have realized that life is not a meaningless game but a journey full of potential. Do not let yourself be caught up in the endless cycle of habits, and do not let yourself be confined by the limits that society or outdated thinking has imposed. Keep moving forward, even if the road is difficult and arduous. Remember, life is always changing, and only those who are brave enough to reflect on themselves, change their mindset, and take action can progress. Never stop, because change is the key that opens the door to success and happiness. New heights are not far away, they will come when you start walking, when you are ready to explore the potential within yourself. Believe that you can do it, and every step forward will bring you closer to the beautiful things you truly deserve. Rule number 8. When entering a new environment, whether it's a job, a community, or a social group, the first important step is to clearly identify where the core power lies. This power could come from an influential individual, a group of people, or even an organization with important decisions and vision. Once you have recognized the source of this power, your next task is to figure out how to approach and build relationships with those who hold power, as well as those around them. This is not just about creating connections, it's about attracting their attention and making a strong impression on them. To achieve this, communication skills and confidence are crucial. You must understand that relationships are not built just through casual words but through how you present yourself, how you interact with others, and how you convey your value. Skillfully building relationships and creating connections can open doors to opportunities that would not be available if you only focused on your work and personal results without engaging with influential people. If you fail to recognize this and don't proactively approach those in power, you may easily be forgotten. While personal competence is essential for success, without the attention of talented people, your potential for growth will be severely limited. These people can not only help you enhance your capabilities but can also introduce you to opportunities that bring you closer to your goals and dreams. In a competitive environment, the attention of influential people can be a turning point that allows you to expand your limits. If you keep your distance from them, you risk being sidelined, while others quickly build strong relationships with these individuals and thrive. Understand that connecting with influential people, those who hold power, is an essential part of your personal and professional development strategy. So, don't just focus on your work and neglect relationship building with those who can open new doors for you. When you know how to connect and make a proper impression, you not only increase your chances of success but also accelerate your development across all fields in a sustainable way. Rule number 9. Placing too high expectations on others, especially when you believe that human nature is inherently good, can lead to disappointment and sorrow. People do not always act as you expect, and when you have unrealistic expectations about their perfection or goodness, you can easily be hurt when reality does not match your imagination. Everyone has weaknesses, and when they face difficult situations, personal interests often come to the forefront. In times of dispute or when significant benefits are at stake, you will easily see people's true nature. Therefore, be cautious with the expectations you place on others. Rather than placing excessive expectations on those around you, focus on developing your own value. If you rely solely on love or moral values without true competence and independence, you are simply binding yourself and others with unrealistic expectations. These expectations will not bring happiness but only cause disappointment and fatigue. Personal growth and true competence are the crucial factors for standing strong in life. Money may not determine everything, but it certainly has a significant impact on how others perceive and treat you. It is not just a tool for stability but also a reflection of strength and autonomy. When you have financial independence, you will find that the world treats you more gently. You will also have the power to control your own life, make decisions, and choose your path without relying on anyone else. Don't abandon your own development and career. When you invest in yourself, your career, and personal growth, you will no longer be dependent on the unrealistic expectations of others. If you ignore this, you will have no one to blame but yourself in the end. Take control of your life and remember, only you can create true success and happiness. Rule number 10. Your origins may greatly influence the first years of your life, but they only determine the first 20 years. What's more important is the relationships you build and the people you connect with, as they will determine your entire future. Life is not just about where you were born and raised, but also about the opportunities you create and the people you engage with. One of the key principles to remember is, the average income of the 5 people you interact with most is your income. This means that those around you, those you spend time with, those you learn from, will have a profound influence on your career and finances. So, don't try to overcome challenges on your own. Instead, learn to borrow knowledge, resources, and experiences from those around you. This is a smart strategy. When you connect with talented people, those with experience and expertise in different fields, you will gain valuable insights. These people can help broaden your perspective, offer valuable advice, and open up opportunities you may have never thought of. If you can keep up with and stay close to talented individuals, in a few years, your life will undergo significant changes. Your development will not only come from your personal efforts but also from learning and partnering with people who positively influence you. Those who start from humble beginnings, if they know how to build relationships and learn from others, can rise up and achieve great success. Remember, the path to success is not only about you as an individual but also about connecting and collaborating with those around you. You will go further if you know how to leverage the relationships around you. When you start building the right relationships and learning from those who can help you, you will easily make significant progress in your career and life. Rule 11. The art of dealing with people is a crucial factor in your success in society. It's not only about building relationships but also about understanding human nature, recognizing their weaknesses, and finding ways to either leverage or cleverly utilize benefits to achieve your goals. To do this, you need to have sharp communication skills and a subtle approach in handling interactions. One important principle when granting favors is to start small and gradually increase. When you do something good for someone, make sure your kindness is gradual, not over the top at the start. This helps the person appreciate what you've done for them and maintain long-lasting respect. If you start with a big favor and then decrease it, they are likely to forget the goodwill you showed. On the other hand, a decrease in kindness will make them uncomfortable, and their gratitude will fade over time. Similarly, when it comes to reputation, the approach is the same. You should begin with strictness and then gradually relax. This creates respect and a slight fear, making others admire you. If you start too leniently and then suddenly become strict, they'll feel resentful and uncomfortable with you. This rule helps maintain respect from those around you without losing your authority. Additionally, both favors and reputation shouldn't be granted too frequently. Greed is an endless pit, and habits are an infinite sea. If you give favors too often, others will easily become dependent on you, making you a target for exploitation instead of appreciation. Similarly, frequently asserting your authority will reduce its effectiveness, as people will become accustomed to it and no longer feel fear or respect. In summary, the art of dealing with people is not only about how you interact with others but also about creating a strategic approach to offering favors and maintaining your reputation. The subtlety and wisdom in applying these principles will help you achieve your goals without damaging relationships with those around you. Rule 12. Most people who claim to be creative thinkers are actually lacking deep knowledge and understanding. They may see themselves as pioneers of new ideas, but in reality, if they were truly creative thinkers, they would have achieved significant accomplishments, even winning great awards like the Nobel Prize. True creativity is not just about new ideas, but about the delicate integration of knowledge, research, and the ability to apply it in real life. Those who consider themselves creative often don't realize that many of their ideas have already been researched and documented by previous generations. They simply lack knowledge and have not read earlier studies or works, so they mistakenly believe they are discovering something new. However, true creativity begins with accumulating knowledge, studying past work, and then applying and improving what has already been done to solve real problems. Creativity doesn't necessarily mean creating something entirely new. In fact, creativity often involves seeing old problems from a new perspective, improving or changing the approach to meet current needs and solve present challenges. More importantly, creativity is the ability to solve real-world problems and address urgent human needs. It's the ability to combine knowledge and reality to provide valuable solutions, not just to seek something never seen before. True creativity is not an independent action but a process built upon a solid foundation of knowledge, learning from what already exists, and always seeking ways to improve and optimize solutions to practical problems. Rule 13. Truly enlightened people do not just see money as the result of hard work but understand that earning money is essentially a process of exchanging value, of creating things useful to society and helping others. They recognize that money is not the final goal, but simply a tool to circulate and create value. For them, money is a means to execute plans, projects, and dreams, not something that can bring true happiness. While money can help expand opportunities, build relationships, and increase influence, the true value they seek lies in the contributions and positive changes they bring to the world around them. One of the important things they realize is that time is life. Every passing moment is a precious treasure that can never be retrieved. Therefore, they do not waste time on meaningless things but instead know how to use their time wisely, focusing on meaningful activities. They not only work hard but also work smart, always looking for opportunities to optimize time and dedicate it to actions that bring long-lasting and sustainable value. For them, life is not a race against time, but a journey to find and create value. When you truly understand the nature of a problem and act based on social laws and human nature, you will realize that success does not come from sheer effort, but from following principles that have been tested over time. An enlightened person not only knows that success comes from personal effort but also from the ability to grasp and apply natural and social laws to life. They understand that there are certain principles that, if followed, will make life easier and more prosperous. This is a sound methodology. A person with a broad vision will always know how to use what they have learned to build a strategic system for their life, rather than relying on luck or chance. These principles, whether about people or society, are not vague but are fundamental laws that can be felt and applied to lead to success. However, life is not always easy. People who fail to recognize or follow these natural and social laws will often face many obstacles and difficulties. They may feel exhausted, defeated, and think they can't overcome the challenges. But in reality, this is the result of going against those laws. When you choose the easy path, lack foresight, or try to change too many things without adhering to the basic laws of life, you will pay the price with stagnation and suffering. In contrast, those who follow the laws of life will find that things seem to run more smoothly, and they can achieve success without having to carry everything on their shoulders. When you understand the nature of the problem, when you know how to create value for others, manage your time, and seize the opportunities life presents, you will not only succeed but also feel true happiness. Every difficulty becomes a challenge that allows you to grow and move further along your path. Rule 14. Diligence is the key that opens the door to a life of alertness and inspiration. When you focus on improving yourself, when you tirelessly strive every day to enhance your abilities and perfect various aspects of your life, you will notice a profound change unfolding within you. These efforts not only help you grow in skills but also cleanse your mind and emotions, helping you overcome unnecessary worries and frustrations. Through diligence, you will feel a new and powerful energy. After a few years of persistent practice and effort, you will reach a different level, a brighter and clearer life. You will bid farewell to old habits, unsuitable people, and relationships, replacing them with spiritual purification that sharpens your mind and makes it clearer than ever. All changes in life begin from within. When your energy shifts, you will naturally find yourself attracted to positive relationships. Negative people and troublesome issues will gradually distance themselves from you because you've built a strong shield protecting yourself from negative influences. The people around you will sense this change, and encounters will become smoother and more pleasant. At this point, your life will become brighter, your complexion and energy will radiate more, as you've cleansed the negative influences in your life. When you maintain diligence and continuous effort, life will gradually become a series of beautiful connections, leading you to meet people with the same energy frequency, good people, individuals from whom you can learn in a company. A positive cycle will begin, and you'll see that good things will naturally come to you. Those who have overcome life's difficulties, who have experienced trials and suffering, truly understand what a normal, complete, and fulfilling life is. They know the value of patience, persistent effort, and understand that every step in life, no matter how difficult, makes them stronger. Therefore, when you overcome challenges in the process of diligence, you will clearly feel that life is not a race, but a meaningful and valuable journey. Rule 15. Everyone must pay the price for their awareness, as awareness determines how you perceive life and act. Einstein once said that to solve a problem, you must stand on a higher level than the problem, not sink into it. Indeed, when you can raise your awareness, you will realize that a problem is not something insurmountable but a challenge to refine your thinking and creativity. When your awareness is upgraded, the problems in front of you seem to disappear, and you will see them as mere temporary obstacles you can overcome. A person with high awareness will not waste time on useless struggles, nor will they get caught up in battles that lead nowhere. Instead, they will view every situation as an opportunity to find a solution. For them, time is the most valuable asset, and they understand that every moment can bring value if used properly. When facing difficulties, rather than sinking into negative emotions, they will find a new direction, continue to rise, and keep moving forward. On the other hand, someone with low awareness will always live in worry, fear, and insecurity. They easily fall into endless struggles, where every problem becomes an insurmountable burden. Their life becomes a tragedy, a series of challenges with no end in sight. They always feel trapped in a vicious cycle and can't find a way out. In reality, this is because their awareness is not high enough to perceive the problem in a different and more effective way. True maturity begins with daring to challenge your own awareness. You must have the courage to realize that some beliefs, some perspectives you've lived by might no longer be valid. You need to dare to change, think differently to open up new opportunities and solutions. Only when you change how you perceive and face problems can you truly grow. To succeed, you need enough intelligence to choose the right direction and persevere, even when results don't come immediately. Success doesn't always arrive instantly, it requires patience and persistence. When you make the right choice, even if the road is long and challenging, you will reach your goal. But if you choose wrong, if your awareness is not clear enough to make the right decisions, you will face failure, and that will be a valuable lesson for your growth. Rule 16. Humans can nurture big aspirations, a desire to conquer great heights, but in reality, no matter how strong your will is, if you don't meet favorable destiny, the road to success will be incredibly difficult. Sometimes, even with talent and capability, if you don't have the right conditions or opportunities, all your efforts seem to lead to a dead end. Success doesn't just come from effort, it also depends on timing and external factors. You won't always meet a benefactor, someone who can help you through difficulties. And not all the resources necessary for personal and career development will always be available. Everyone goes through times when heavenly timing, geographical advantages, and harmony do not converge. In such moments, no matter how much you strive, no matter how intelligent and creative you are, success is still hard to achieve. However, don't let these tough times make you give up. Patience and adaptability are the keys to overcoming every challenge. Although you may not immediately achieve what you desire, what matters is to keep trying and maintain faith in yourself. When the right time comes, you'll realize that all the preparations made earlier will have great value. So, when you haven't yet encountered an opportunity, don't get discouraged. Use your free time to accumulate knowledge and experience, as these are the sturdy tools for the long journey ahead. Reading books, taking courses, learning from those who've gone before, this is how you best prepare for the future. This knowledge will help you not only be ready to seize opportunities when they arise but also create opportunities for yourself. Keep honing your skills, and when the time comes, you will find that you are fully prepared to grasp and make the most of it. Success won't come randomly, but if you continue preparing and persevering, fate will surely smile upon you one day. Rule 17. In life, there are times when we feel the urge to help others, especially when we see them in difficulty, but sometimes, our kindness can become a double-edged sword. When you lend money to others out of compassion, you may not foresee the risks that could arise. If they don't repay the money, you won't just feel betrayed, but you may also find yourself in an awkward situation that could affect your relationship. This isn't only their fault but also yours for inadvertently providing them the opportunity to act wrongly. Truly wise people rarely allow themselves to fall into such situations. They understand that in life, not everything can be fixed with kindness. They don't give others the chance to do wrong because they know that sometimes kindness can be exploited, and if you're not careful, your own goodness will be the cause of future harm. Therefore, if you have to upset someone, do it right from the start. Don't hesitate, don't prolong an uncomfortable situation just because you fear hurting their feelings. When you're clear and decisive from the beginning, you can avoid later harm. If you must lend money, always set clear terms about the time and manner of repayment. This will help avoid misunderstandings and make both parties more comfortable in the relationship. More importantly, you need to understand that not harming others doesn't mean they won't take advantage of you. Those around you may not always behave appropriately, and sometimes, they may exploit your kindness without feeling guilty. Thus, protecting your boundaries is very important. Learn how to say no when you don't have the capacity to genuinely help, and don't tolerate unfair requests or expectations from others. In relationships, you need to know your strengths and values. When you understand who you are and what you deserve, you'll more easily attract suitable people and avoid unwanted situations. Learn to protect yourself, set clear boundaries, and never lose your worth just because of kindness or the fear of upsetting others. Rule 18: Striving must start early, and don't let your youth pass meaninglessly. If by your 20s you haven't realized the importance of working hard and earning money, you'll easily get caught up in a comfortable life, doing just enough to get by without clear goals. Don't let advice about slowing down and living peacefully influence you, because sometimes, these people are the ones who are afraid to face life's challenges, and they try to convince you to abandon the enthusiasm of youth to become labor for a few others. They'll tell you life doesn't need to be rushed, but the truth is, if you don't start early, you'll face consequences no one wants to see. You must love your work and find a way to enjoy diligent labor. Life isn't just about sustaining a family but also about improving your own quality of life. And this can only be achieved when you have money. Ask yourself, if you only earn a few million each month, could you maintain this life for the next 10 to 20 years? Could you support yourself, your family, and satisfy your personal needs? Life doesn't wait for anyone, and if you don't act right now, you will miss important opportunities. Focus on your career, work diligently, and continuously create value for others. When you have money, you will be able to enjoy life, experience wonderful things, and improve yourself. Money isn't just a tool, but a key that opens the door to freedom and development. No one can succeed without labor and effort. So why not start today? Rule 19. When looking at someone, we often judge them based on their appearance or what they show in their daily lives. But have you ever wondered, behind those brilliant successes or happy moments, whether they have gone through challenges that we can hardly imagine? Every person has their own story, their own journey that not everyone can easily share. Life is not always full of sunny days. There are storms, unanticipated challenges. One thing that few people realize: strength does not always come from success, but sometimes, it is the result of the wounds that a person has endured. Successful people do not always walk a flower-lined path. They too have fallen, failed. But the special thing is that they do not let these failures define their lives. Instead, they accept them as part of the journey, and from there, they rebuild themselves, becoming stronger. They understand that every challenge is a lesson, and every failure is a step closer to success. On the other hand, there are people in life who are not fortunate enough to live in ease. They face unimaginable difficulties, injuries that even they cannot explain. These people are not lacking in effort or perseverance. However, they have endured so much throughout their lives. They may have been crushed by life, thrown into situations they never thought they could overcome. These hardships do not always show clearly. Sometimes, a careless word from someone can destabilize them. But instead of letting these wounds knock them down, they continue to move forward, each step heavy but filled with resilience. We all have two states in life. One is living in innocence, never having faced true hardship, and the other is living in strength, a miraculous vitality after each encounter with suffering. That strength is not something that comes naturally, it is the result of the battles each person has to face. But the important thing is, not everyone can overcome these challenges. Many of them are still wounded, and those scars cannot easily be erased. So why should we respect those around us? Because each person has their own story, each person carries wounds that we cannot see. Luck is just a small factor in life, but not everyone has that luck. Those less fortunate than you are not so because they lack effort or perseverance. In fact, they may have endured challenges that you cannot imagine. They may not succeed immediately, but behind their silence are constant efforts, a resilient heart silently accepting all difficulties. Therefore, never be quick to judge or look down on someone just because they do not have what you have. Do not think that someone else does not deserve respect just because they have not achieved success. Instead, respect them because you do not know what they have fought through, and never forget that sometimes, those who seem the weakest are actually the ones who have overcome the most challenges. Life is a long journey, and everyone has their own path to walk. Sometimes, that path is full of obstacles, but it is those obstacles that shape resilient, strong people. So, do not judge someone just by their appearance. Respect all the untold stories, all the misunderstood people, and learn to empathize, because you will never know all the challenges others have faced. Rule 20. True maturity is not just about acquiring knowledge from books, classrooms, or teachers. It is a long journey where you must learn to transform from a learner seeking knowledge into someone who learns to think, and eventually to someone who learns to apply what has been learned in real life. We not only need to know but also need to know how to use that knowledge, to have the ability to evaluate and filter the useful information from the vast store of knowledge out there. Maturity is when you enter connections not just to communicate, but to learn from the right people, from those who have gone before you, those who can share valuable experiences and practical knowledge they have gained. It is the process of learning not just from theory but from real-life situations, from those who have achieved what you dream of. When you know how to choose the right environment, how to find opportunities to learn from those who can support you, you are stepping into the right path of maturity. The key to success is not in learning more or sitting through more lectures. The phrase, learn 10%, practice 90%, is a profound reminder of the importance of action. The theories or knowledge you acquire are just the first steps, but if you do not transform them into action, everything will be meaningless. Successful people differ not because they learn more, but because they can immediately apply what they have learned into real life. They do not wait for perfect ideals, they are not afraid of failure, but dare to try, dare to act. There are people who, after a course, a discussion, can quickly apply that knowledge into their work, into business, and immediately see results. On the other hand, there are people who study all their life but remain stuck at the level of learning, without turning it into practical results. They do not dare to step out of their comfort zones, they are still trapped in the theory without daring to apply it in reality. Therefore, do not be complacent with yourself just because you have learned many new things. Look at the results, assess yourself by what you have accomplished, the actual achievements you have made. If there are no specific results, your progress is still just theory. You cannot stand still and be proud of what you know, you must move forward, from learning to taking action. If you do not change, if you do not improve every day, you will be discarded by the market and life. Maturity is not a destination but an ongoing process, a process in which you must constantly learn, apply, and improve. Let the results speak for themselves, and remember that only action can prove progress. Rule 21. People are not born equal. This is an undeniable truth. Living conditions, family environment, support from predecessors, all these deeply affect the position that each person can achieve in society. The competition between people is essentially not just a race of individuals in one generation but a battle across generations, a chain of steps continued by those who came before. When you look at the lives of your grandparents, parents, or others, you will realize that they did not live just for themselves but also accumulated valuable things for future generations. What they did when they were young was not only their effort but also the foundation for the steps of the next generation. And when looking at yourself, do you ever wonder, what have you done for yourself and for your future generations? Have you created anything to pass down to your children? These accumulations are not just material assets but also knowledge, experience, relationships, and values that we can pass on. Why demand equality when you have nothing to compete with others? Without a foundation, without accumulation across generations, how can you stand firm in this race? If your family has not prepared in advance, has no accumulation in finance, knowledge, or values, your children will have to start from scratch. And when starting from scratch, they will have to struggle a lot while other generations already have resources to rise up. That is why accumulation is not only the responsibility of one generation but the responsibility of the entire lineage. Every individual in the family has a role in building the foundation for future generations. If you do not create anything to pass on, your children will have to find their own way without any support. The rise of one generation is not only due to its own efforts but also the result of accumulation and transmission from previous generations. Therefore, think about the future of those who inherit from you. Every step you take today is not just for you but also for your next generation. Without accumulation across generations, we cannot progress far. You need to create value, not only for yourself but also for your children so they can develop strongly, overcoming the difficulties you once faced. That is your duty, your responsibility, and also an opportunity to ensure that the next generation can rise, develop, and move further than you. Rule 22. The story of Lu Yi is a typical example of the madness and complexity of modern business games. He is skillful at building and utilizing networks, not only to control but also to create financial opportunities that many people would struggle to recognize. His steps are not just about establishing banks but about his ability to seize opportunities, manage financial resources, and ensure his own safety in the face of enormous risks. What matters here is not owning the banks directly but how he cleverly built a close-knit system of relationships and used intelligent financial tools. Loan platforms from big companies like Baidu, JD, and Xiaomi show a very different approach from what an average person might think. He did not just use financial power but also had an understanding of how to leverage information and strategic relationships, turning what seemed impossible into possible. However, Lu Yi's story also serves as a lesson about risk-taking and subtlety in financial management. Although he may have succeeded in controlling dozens of banks without leaving a trace, an important part of his strategy was being prepared for worst-case scenarios. When the banks failed, he did not stand outside the situation but had a plan to withdraw and protect himself by changing his citizenship and seeking safety in the US. This shows a profound understanding of the dangers in the financial world and wisdom in protecting oneself from risks. This story also highlights a key point in modern business. Without the ability to leverage relationships, to exploit information and strategies correctly, it is hard to succeed. In today's business environment, it is not only money and talent that matter, but also understanding how the systems and networks around you operate. Those who excel in building relationships and maintaining flexibility in all situations will always have a significant advantage in this game. Rule 23. For young people between the ages of 20 and 30, this is a critical time to refine their awareness and create a solid foundation for the future. During this phase, it is not just about absorbing information but building a system of personal rules and truths, a clear methodology to navigate life. Only when you master the core rules and understand the fundamental principles can you begin to build a truly valuable knowledge system. Vague theories or unrealistic ideas will never help you reach your destination. What matters is that learning goes hand in hand with practice. Only when you apply knowledge in reality can you deeply understand it and see changes within yourself. Learning to think, learning to solve problems, and applying it immediately to work and life will help you progress quickly and clearly. True truths are not complex or grandiose. A truth can be as simple as a short sentence, yet it can be the key to unlocking great doors in life. Meanwhile, theories, no matter how many pages they may fill, will always remain meaningless knowledge if they cannot be applied in reality. This also shows the difference between those with a true vision and those who only stop at receiving information without knowing how to use it. Finding and applying truths for yourself is a continuous process that requires you to always ask questions, challenge yourself, and improve constantly. When you learn to build your own set of rules, you will be better at solving problems and confidently pursue big goals in life. Rule 23. For young people between the ages of 20 and 30, this is a critical time to refine their awareness and create a solid foundation for the future. During this phase, it is not just about absorbing information but building a system of personal rules and truths, a clear methodology to navigate life. Only when you master the core rules and understand the fundamental principles can you begin to build a truly valuable knowledge system. Vague theories or unrealistic ideas will never help you reach your destination. What matters is that learning goes hand in hand with practice. Only when you apply knowledge in reality can you deeply understand it and see changes within yourself. Learning to think, learning to solve problems, and applying it immediately to work and life will help you progress quickly and clearly. True truths are not complex or grandiose. A truth can be as simple as a short sentence, yet it can be the key to unlocking great doors in life. Meanwhile, theories, no matter how many pages they may fill, will always remain meaningless knowledge if they cannot be applied in reality. This also shows the difference between those with a true vision and those who only stop at receiving information without knowing how to use it. Finding and applying truths for yourself is a continuous process that requires you to always ask questions, challenge yourself, and improve constantly. When you learn to build your own set of rules, you will be better at solving problems and confidently pursue big goals in life. Rule 24. The essence of all problems in life relates to the acquisition of resources, whether financial, emotional, or even time. In any situation, if you can correctly identify the nature of the problem, you will find a more effective solution. This is the key to facing and handling challenges in life. For example, love is often viewed through the lens of satisfaction and possession. People seek connection, affection, and a certain degree of ownership, whether in family, friendships, or romantic relationships. However, love will not last if there is a lack of respect and deep understanding of each individual's freedom. Meanwhile, human nature is driven by the need for survival. We exist in a world where survival plays a vital role. People fight not only for life but for social progress, spiritual, and material values. This explains why people constantly work, create value, compete, and fight to maintain existence and prosperity. Business is no exception. Its essence lies in equivalent exchange, where each party involved in a transaction seeks to gain a benefit equal to the value they contribute. Success in business is not only about making a profit but also about understanding how to create value for partners and customers while receiving equivalent value in return. Money, in a certain sense, is an expression of value. It is not the ultimate goal but a tool for exchanging and creating value in society. If one does not understand the essence of money, they may fall into an endless cycle of earning money without knowing how to use it properly, leading to waste and a sense of lack. Finally, the essence of relationships is mutual exploitation. Whether you like it or not, every relationship involves some form of exchange, from help, information, to material benefits. However, if you recognize this and know how to build valuable relationships, you will learn how to extract and provide mutual value without being exploited. To solve problems, you need to see through their essence. When you understand the core factor of each situation, you will be able to make accurate and effective decisions. Only by grasping the key points of each situation can you take advantage of opportunities and overcome challenges excellently. Rule 25. Transmitting knowledge to others is a delicate process that requires careful consideration. If the learner is not proactive and committed to understanding, teaching becomes meaningless. The saying in the Analects you mentioned clearly expresses the view on education. The absorption of knowledge by the learner depends on their ability to think independently, explore, and perceive. When the learner is not motivated or self-disciplined, no matter how much you try to teach, the result will only be a waste of time. Learning is not just about passively receiving information but a process of reasoning, analyzing, and applying knowledge to real life. A person with independent thinking will be able to absorb knowledge deeply and turn it into a useful tool for themselves. This is not simply memorizing theory but understanding the principles and creatively applying them in new ways. Teaching someone with the ability to think independently is an investment in their future, for they will know how to learn and develop on their own without much guidance. On the other hand, teaching those without this ability becomes pointless, as they cannot absorb or apply what is taught. As the saying goes, teach those who can learn. Helping others is truly effective only when they are ready to learn and apply that knowledge to life. Therefore, in any educational process, it is important not to force but to select those who have the ability and willingness to learn. They will be the ones who truly appreciate the value of knowledge and change their lives. Rule 26. Change is never easy because it touches upon deeply held beliefs that have been with you for a long time. The thoughts, perspectives, and values you have are not naturally acquired but built through influences from your environment, family, society, and the people around you. These ideas may have helped you survive and exist in a challenging world, but they are also the invisible limits that prevent you from reaching new heights. To change completely, you need to break those cognitive boundaries. This requires confronting a truth that is not always pleasant. The thoughts you carry are not yours but the products of the environment in which you grew up. If you do not change the way you think, you will continue to live in a cycle where you cannot escape the limits you have created. This process requires courage, not only to let go of old ideas but also to abandon the comfort of emotions and things you've held onto for too long. When you start to change, there will be resistance from within yourself. Old thoughts will surface, and you will question whether your decision is right. This initial rejection of new ideas is a sign that you are truly embarking on a journey of change. This resistance is not negative, on the contrary, it is a sign of maturity and growth. However, only when you dare to acknowledge and eliminate outdated ideas can you rebuild yourself, open up new opportunities, and begin the journey to rise, not only in society but in your thinking and life. When you break the cognitive boundaries, you not only change your future but also change how you impact the world around you. Rule 27. The soul is not an easy concept to grasp. It is a blend of invisible elements that exist within each person. It cannot be measured or seen with the naked eye, but it can be deeply felt through actions, words, and the presence of each individual. The soul is the result of life experiences, sincerity in every gesture, and the ability to understand others without words. It is a part of us, the invisible qualities that create our unique identity and make us special in the eyes of others. The soul is the perfect combination of deep understanding and the ability to perceive the world around us. A person with a strong soul can see things others cannot, notice beauty in the smallest details of life, and feel the pain in silent sorrow. They live with a love not only for others but also for themselves, for life, and for everything that exists in it. Therefore, the soul is not only something inside us, but also something that radiates outward, influencing and connecting us with those around us. The soul also holds courage, to face the challenges life presents, and the ability to maintain patience when everything around may be falling apart. It is the latent power within each of us, driving us forward, even when darkness looms and loneliness threatens. The anxiety in one's eyes may be a sign of sharpness and deep understanding of life's nature, but it is precisely from these anxieties that the soul finds its source of strength to love and overcome fear. When the soul is stirred, it generates love, a love that is not just an emotion, but deep, unconditional understanding. This love is not just in words but is expressed in every action, in care, sacrifice, and empathy. It is the kind of love that only those who truly understand each other's souls can share and give. Love is not a condition, it is the result of sincerity and kindness. It is the fire that the soul creates, warming cold hearts and lighting up dark places. Without love, the soul cannot be complete, and life becomes meaningless. Love is the driving force, the glue that binds us together, bringing comfort, peace, and hope. When the soul and love merge, that is when we truly live fully, not only for ourselves but for others and for the world. Rule 28. The attractive character of a mature person is not only their skill in communication or strong confidence, but the inner charm emanating from a great soul. These people have a strong energy field that makes those around them feel calm and comfortable in their presence. They not only know how to create harmony but also inspire others, making them naturally want to grow and become the best version of themselves. What is special about these people is their deep understanding of others' thoughts and emotions. They do not just listen, they can feel what others have not said. Because of this, they always provide helpful advice, not just from theory but from their own life experiences. Their empathy is the key that helps others feel acknowledged and better understand themselves. When you are near them, you will feel respected and seen as a unique individual, and from that, you can begin to explore untapped potentials within yourself. They have faced hardships, challenges that many have not encountered, and from these experiences, they have gained valuable lessons. These lessons not only help them overcome life's difficulties but also make them stronger and wiser. Thanks to these experiences, they can view the world with deeper insight and are always ready to guide others accurately, not only showing the right paths but also helping them avoid mistakes they have made. A person with an attractive personality is someone who not only brings peace and wisdom to those around them but also knows how to impart the profound values they have accumulated throughout their journey. They do not need to speak much, but their words carry weight, and their actions inspire admiration and learning. They are a reflection of maturity, providing confidence and courage for those who want to thrive in life. Rule 29. The environment around us plays a crucial role in shaping and developing our perceptions. We often do not realize it, but the environment strongly influences our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions, even when we are not consciously paying attention to it. If you live in an environment with low thoughts and values, these influences will gradually seep into your subconscious, changing how you view the world and yourself. You may start to accept negative thoughts, lower your expectations, or even lose sight of the lofty goals you once set. This assimilation is easy and natural because we are social creatures, constantly influenced by those around us. If you are always in an environment that does not encourage development, creativity, or independent thinking, you will feel restricted, unable to unleash your full potential. Negative ideas from others can inadvertently affect you and make you lose confidence, without even realizing that you are becoming a part of a stagnant environment. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who have high thoughts and perceptions, you will be inspired to think more deeply, constantly explore, and grow. These people will provide you with new information, perspectives, and ideas, helping you expand your horizons and improve yourself. Conversations with them not only enrich your knowledge but also help you build a more robust and mature system of thought. Always be cautious of negative influences around you, not because they are bad people, but because the ideas and thoughts they bring may cause you to lose direction. A positive environment, full of support and encouragement for creativity, will help you develop not only in knowledge but also in thinking and perception. Choosing a quality environment to live and work in is not just about the physical space but about the spiritual values you want to welcome into your life. Rule 30. Rejecting others is not always easy, but sometimes it is necessary to maintain respect and transparency in relationships. When you cannot assist someone, a clear and firm rejection not only protects you from unnecessary hassle but also helps the other person avoid false hopes, allowing them to seek help elsewhere. If you are ambiguous in your rejection, the other person might waste time, effort, and resources on something futile, and when they truly need help, they won't be able to undo the mistakes that were made. Rejecting firmly does not mean you are rude or lacking in kindness. On the contrary, it demonstrates respect for the other person because they will clearly understand that you cannot support them and will not waste time on unrealistic goals. By rejecting decisively, you show that you are aware of your limits and do not want to prolong hesitation, which will earn you their respect. Additionally, rejection helps protect your own resources, such as time, energy, and focus. When you cannot help, or when helping would create problems for yourself or others, a straightforward rejection is the right thing to do. If you do not know how to reject decisively, you may face unnecessary hassles in your work and relationships, which can reduce your efficiency. Therefore, learning to reject clearly and decisively not only protects yourself but also helps you maintain healthy relationships, avoid misunderstandings, and create space for other opportunities and relationships to develop. Rule 31. Allowing others to nurse vague hopes is one of the easiest ways to cause unnecessary harm, not only to them but also to yourself. When you do not reject clearly and transparently, the other person will continue to hope for help that will never come or expect an unrealistic outcome, which will lead to great disappointment. They may waste time, energy, and even resources on something futile, while you are neither able nor willing to help. Playing with people's emotions, treating them as backup plans, or using them as mere entertainment is a disrespectful behavior that can have serious consequences. When you do this, you not only harm them but also destroy trust and respect in the relationship. The lack of transparency and clarity will make people feel exploited, and they will gradually lose trust in you. This not only harms others but also harms you. When you play with other people's emotions and hopes, you create an unstable and untrustworthy environment, which can negatively affect you in the future. These actions will create unnecessary troubles, misunderstandings, and hurt, making you someone others do not want to communicate or work with. Therefore, always maintain clarity and honesty in all relationships. If you cannot help someone, reject them decisively and respectfully, so they can find support from other sources. When you know how to reject sincerely and clearly, you will avoid negative consequences and create a healthy relationship space where everyone understands their position and limits. Rule 32. Lifelong learning is not just a habit, but a philosophy of life. The world around us is changing rapidly, and what you know today may no longer be relevant tomorrow. To remain competitive and continue developing yourself, learning should never stop. But learning is not just about acquiring new knowledge, it is also about applying what you've learned to real life. Learning is not only to understand but also to change, improve, and develop. Knowledge becomes valuable only when you know how to use it, and if you learn just to understand without applying it, you will not achieve the real results you desire. In work and life, those who continue to learn and improve themselves will always find new opportunities and solve problems more creatively and effectively. The feeling of not progressing is one of the most frustrating emotions. However, if you keep learning and developing, you will realize that every day brings you new opportunities to improve. And small efforts accumulated daily will lead to great leaps in the future. When you are not idle, not letting yourself sink into comfort, but instead spending time learning and improving yourself, you will see significant changes in your thinking, skills, and success. Even though you may not see immediate results, after many years, you will thank yourself for not neglecting the opportunity to learn and grow every day. Rule 33. Do not allow yourself to be lured into complacency, as complacency is a trap that makes you stop. Young people often make the mistake of becoming too satisfied with early achievements or fleeting luck, and they easily fall into the illusion that they have succeeded. But the reality is that the world never stops, it does not wait for anyone, and if you do not continue striving forward, you will be left behind. Feelings of anxiety and restlessness can sometimes be the strongest motivation pushing you to improve. These worries are not bad, they are signals showing that you are aware of your shortcomings and understand that there is still much to learn. It is anxiety that makes you realize that you need to act, do something to change the situation, and rise. Luck may come once, but persistence and effort are what matter for the long term. The feeling of success comes from consistent efforts and continuous self-improvement. Never think you are good enough, always see yourself as someone who is in the process of learning and perfecting. Life is a long game, and success is not a destination but an ongoing journey full of challenges and opportunities. Patience is the key factor. Success does not come immediately, and you need to learn how to be patient, skillfully overcome difficulties, failures, and challenges. Remember that every step, no matter how small, is an important part of the long journey. When you continue to strive and practice, opportunities will naturally appear, and you will find that life, with all its challenges, truly becomes exciting and worth living. Life is a long journey, full of challenges and opportunities. Even when we face tough decisions, moments when we must decline or feel anxious, all these experiences contribute to our growth and self-improvement. Each decision, each challenge is an opportunity to learn, push beyond our limits, and evolve in ways we never imagined. Always remember, rejecting others in a clear and sincere manner not only helps protect ourselves but also preserves healthy relationships, where everyone understands each other's position and boundaries. Perseverance and lifelong learning are the keys to unlocking the door to lasting success. Never let complacency hold you back, for within every challenge lies an opportunity to rise up and become a better version of yourself. Trust in your journey, and no matter how long the path may be, the small efforts you make today will create significant progress in the future. Thank you for always being with me on this journey, and I hope that each of my shares will serve as a source of motivation for you to keep striving, learning, and growing. Always stay confident, because success will come when we never stop trying. Thank you for taking the time to watch and accompany me throughout this journey. I hope my sharing has provided you with valuable lessons and motivation to rise, continuously improve yourself, and build healthy, lasting relationships. See you in the next video, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss out on the exciting content coming up. Goodbye, and I wish you a wonderful day.